ever struggle with knowing what content to create for your social media platforms? I certainly do, and I sometimes struggle to know how to kind of produce lots of content so it's interesting but also represents who I am as Creating Space. Hi everyone, my name is Esther Morgado. I'm the person behind Creating Space, and I am excited to be here today because I'm doing a content creation day where I'm creating different videos for my business. And one thing that I love talking about is my creative process and how I create content specifically for Creating Space. And I work a lot with different creative businesses to kind of help them understand how to tell their story, and I wanted to share some tips of what I think is important and how you could do it in an accessible way. Sometimes it can be really difficult to know where to start or how to kind of put things together, and one of my key elements that I always incorporate in all of my shoots is behind the scene footage. Because I feel like people are really intrigued with the process more than the final product. I love kind of showing the behind the scenes of how a set is created, and it's a very integral part of my content that I produce because I always have my assistant Emily here who helps me film behind the scenes, and I always think it's a really fun way to kind of bring people into what you're doing and the setup of things, because it's such a fun way to kind of show who you are and kind of the processes that you do within your creative business. It's another great way also if you're not comfortable talking in front of the camera like this. Like for me, it's taken me a long time to like feel confident and to kind of like work through hearing my voice and seeing what I look like and put myself out there in that way. But if that's not something that you're comfortable with, I think a really good way of being able to kind of share more authentically of what your brand and what your business is about is to do behind the scene photography or film. And it can be super simple. It doesn't need to be really intense. It doesn't need to be like highly produced. And it's something that you can do on a regular basis. And I think when it comes to creating content for your brand, it's all about consistency, but also what's comfortable for you and what is the best way for you to be able to represent who you are. I think definitely challenge yourself. You know, set up a tripod if you have one, or just stack it on a pile of books and direct the camera to you and just do 15 seconds, you know, whether it's from sketching, whether it's from you walking into the building and, you know, a day in the life of what your brand, what it looks like to, you know, be in your busy life within your business life. Or for instance, for me, I'm going to be showing the behind the scenes of what I'm creating today. And also what I love about the behind the scenes is that it takes the pressure off. So it doesn't feel that it has to be overly curated or overly professional in terms of like high production. And I think people are really wanting to see like the reality of how things are. And I think with Instagram or social media in general, it's like we're constantly just showing like the end product, the finished product, and everything's super polished. But for me, I personally love showing the process. I love seeing the process of how someone got there. I love showing and seeing how someone puts things together. And everyone has such a different creative way of putting things together. And everyone has a unique perspective. So you have a unique perspective, I have a unique perspective, and it's really fun to kind of be more creative and be more in flow. Because I think something that's been on my heart actually the last while is how creativity can get stifled because of perfectionism. And it's something I've talked about in previous videos. And I think it's time to kind of like let go of what we think something should be and just kind of be in flow more with inspiration. And again, that's why I feel like behind the scenes is a great way to kind of take the pressure off of having to create highly produced things or for things to be aesthetically beautiful. If you like this video, please share it with someone that you think it'll be useful. You know, share it on your stories, because I want to continue to kind of talk more about the creative process and different things that might be helpful. So this is what I do within Creating Space, and yeah, I hope you like it. Bye. Perfect. Does that sound okay?
Lovely job,
Yeah.
I was in trance.
Oh my god, oh perfect. Okay.